Hello everybody and welcome back to the Zero to Hero Guide. It's episode 9, I believe? 9? That sounds right. We'll see. But we're starting on the home screen today because I just wanted to show you guys that Zote has joined. He's joined the war band. He's up here with some of the greats like Freak, Martini, and Titus. Some legendary characters, but he's not quite on their level yet. We got some gearing to do. So we're going to log in, and I'm probably going to have to re-log because of a weird bug that makes you turn slow when you log in. So you got to just re-log. But today we've got some gearing to do. Do I have the bug? I do. So we're going to log out and log back in. But we've got some gearing to do, and well, that can take many forms. So I'll have to see. I haven't quite decided on how I'm going to do it yet. So I haven't really done anything on Zote in the meantime. The only thing I did do is I went ahead and I set up Feral spec for him. So if for some reason today we feel like we want to switch over to Feral, we can do that. But for now, we've got time walking dungeons we can do. We've got delves we can do. We've got weekly things. Oh, you know what? We have Awakening the Machine Waves Defeated, as well as another Awakening the Machine thing. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of Awakening the Machine, which is a kind of boring little event that happens down here in the Ringing Deeps, but you only gotta do it once a week, and once you get to a high enough level, you don't even have to do it anymore. So we're gonna go get it out of the way. It's only boring because it's like, I don't know, it's like there's like big pauses in between waves, but it gives us a great chance to just go ahead and talk about things. And talk about things we will. So I think I've made the decision. Of course, I've said we're playing Guardian and Feral, but I think I'm going to maybe try this weekend to record a Mythic Plus key or two with my friends so that I can do that the commentary about it. See, we have another, see if we can double up and get 2 caches here. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that maybe this weekend. And by this weekend, I know you guys are thinking like, oh, it's already past the weekend. Well, that's because I've gone on a bit of a backlog for these videos. So this is being recorded, you know, about half a week behind what you guys are seeing now, because I think that's just gonna prove better once we start getting into doing keys and having to do commentaries, and it's just gonna make it a little easier. So you might notice I've skipped a day or two here and there. That is to build up to this. So we're going to go in here, we're going to start the Awakening the Machine, which is just like a little wave defense thing. We defend the Speaker Kuldas guy. Oh, that's right, another thing. Okay, we'll do this Awakening the Machine, and then I've got UI stuff to talk about. So if you guys bear with me through this, because I've already started it, we're going to get our UI set up. And maybe I should have done that before this. It doesn't really matter. We're going to be going into, I think, you know what, we'll do this. We'll do the Awakening the Machine, and then we'll get our time walking dungeons out of the way, because that's actually going to net us a really strong item. But while we're doing those time walking dungeons, after we've gone over our UI and some of the changes we're going to make, we'll then be able to see and test it. These guys cast this Purging Flames. If you just interrupt them, they die. So, there you go. The more you know. Also, this guy doesn't take a whole lot of damage, but if he ever does, you can just heal him. So if you're playing a class that can heal him, yeah, it's not hard at all. Oh no, he's casting. Just yell at him. But yeah, here in a bit, after this Awakening the Machine, we're going to talk about a couple of pretty crucial weak auras. I mean, you could play the game with no weak auras, or I mean, not weak add-ons. Weak auras is one of the add-ons. You can play the game with nothing. I think it's going to enhance your experience a bit, particularly if you're going to be playing in some of the higher end content like raids and Mythic Plus, to have a few add-ons. You've seen the details, and honestly, at this point, I'm surprised why a damage meter is not a like built into the game, right? Because like everybody plays with a damage meter, I feel. And maybe people who don't know about it, but Everybody who does that I know, they play with a damage meter, even if they don't have anything else, because everyone likes to see how much damage they're doing, and it's too hard to calculate like how much you're doing on the fly. Like, oh yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good. Like, blah blah blah. Like, it's too hard in this game, so it's great to have those. But there's a couple others. I mean, I can talk about them now before we get them set up, because this is pretty, as you can see, kind of boring content. But yeah, so we're gonna get some weak auras. Weak auras is kind of, I don't know how you'd call it, like an open source add-on maker that a lot of people have put a lot of time into to make some very useful and good weak auras. So we're gonna be getting a few essential ones of those, including one that's gonna help us play our class a little better. We're gonna also install Plater, which you've probably, I think I've complained about it a few times. These nameplates for enemies, they're missing a lot of information. Oh no, I missed him. I'm gonna interrupt this guy. There we go. Oh, this one, he shoots a laser beam, you just gotta intercept it. It doesn't really do much damage, so you can just stand in it. But yeah, Plater is gonna replace this little bar here with something a little better and more customizable. Oh, got a swarm bot, hit him. Save him. Also, if nothing else, it makes him a little bigger, which is good to have. Yeah, see, 2 little heals and he's topped up.
Let's get this done.
So I can do this so we can see what wave we're on. Why did I just use defensives there? I don't know. I felt like it. Getting in the habit of pressing them. And I'm trying to think. I think that's about it for like the majority of your. Oh, one more. Deadly boss mods or bigwigs, which is a resource that kind of, it has timers to show you when enemies are doing big mechanics, like picture bosses in a raid or in a dungeon or whatever. And those are pretty helpful for knowing when, well, stuff is coming, for when to know what to expect. As well as for that one, I use a weak aura that overhauls how it looks.
Watch my back while I commute.
But we'll get to all that in just here in a few minutes. What are we at? Wave 10, so we're halfway done with this, but man, this is grueling content. You know what's funny? This was missed out. This was supposed to be like a super like big and kind of hard scaling like solo content wave defense thing. And I think pretty early into its like, maybe it was even late. I don't know, because I saw like a post of one of the developers talking about it. Like, it got scrapped pretty late into its why can't I think of the word development? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. And they just kind of gutted it and took everything out because I don't know what the reasoning was. I think they said it was content that was going to be hard enough to challenge some of the best players in the game, but it was content that like none of those players would probably do. And I think they really wanted to focus on delves, so they put more time into that and less time into this. And this is what we are left with. A very boring little wave defense thing you do once a week. I think a wave defense thing could be super cool in this game. Like, picture like a infinitely scaling, like, you know, basically it keeps getting harder up to the point it becomes impossible, right? Just like you gotta protect a point or a person, and maybe you can get someone like skills or like turrets to put down. I don't know, I think that'd be fun in a game like this, but there's not really anything like that. As far as infinitely scaling content, the only thing we have is Mythic Plus, which is, I don't know, probably enough, actually. You don't want too many systems in the game. More is good, but too many is bad. Because, like, once you start to separate the player base as much as you do, I mean, you can even look at WoW. There's like always been kind of a big division between like people who play PvP and people who play PvE. And the game's almost never balanced between the two because they'll make changes for one and then the other gets way too overtuned, or like if they try to give PvP people like a chance to go into PvE with their gear, then all the PvE people are mad because I don't know, they don't know the mechanics or whatever. They're very different playstyles, I guess you could say, of the game. PvP and PvE, I guess, if you don't know that, I should explain it. PvP is player versus player, so you're like battlegrounds, like fighting each other. PvE is what I'm doing now. I'm fighting enemies, like, you know, like AI mobs. And that is what I primarily play in this game. I do dabble in a battleground here and there, though. Kind of fun. You can get some good transmogs out of it, too. I believe the set I'm wearing is a transmog. This one? I want to say it is. I mean, look at that. That's pretty cool, right? Zote will never put down his ore. He will always have the ore. Drop a big lunar beam here and hope it hits everything. I gotta learn the size of that thing. It's also kind of a weird ability in that, like, it doesn't move and you drop it under your feet. Like, you can't aim it. Like, if I wanted to drop one over here, I couldn't. I don't know. Very odd. Alright, how many? What are we at? We're at 18, so 2 more. As you can see, the enemies are putting a whole lot of effects on us and stuff, and we're ignoring all of them because nothing in here does any damage. You can kind of just stand in everything. And I don't even really have much gear, you know? 580s, that's not a lot. One thing I need to do is I need to spread my moonfires more. I know they're a very large part of my damage. That's something I need to consciously do more of. Yeah. Remember when I hit the dummy, and when I was looking in some of those delves I was doing, moonfire was my highest damage. So making sure all the mobs I'm fighting have that on them is going to go a long way. Alright, spawn the last wave. It's funny that wave 19 is actually the hardest one. The last wave is pretty easy because it just spawns this guy, and he doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of punches you. I guess he does a slam and makes some swirlies. I didn't dodge him. Looks like he's gonna charge at me. Just make sure that doesn't go into our friend there. There we go. That was easy enough. So for these add-ons that I'm about to explain here in just a second, I'm gonna, if I can remember, I will leave a link to them in the description, or the weak ores. The add-ons you can get all from, ooh, what is that? Machine Warden's Pauldrons. Ooh, those kind of hot. Oh, those are kind of cool too. Must have got those on my mug. Okay, anyway. Let's turn in our quest to get our caches. Oh, I don't want to go into the Awakening the Machine again. I'd fall asleep. Gotta open that cache. We got a key. Oh, we got a ring. That's what we needed. They're both verse mastery. This one's a lot more verse than mastery, so we're gonna keep that one and replace this one with another verse mastery. Wow, so many verse mastery rings. They're all harmonious. We can get rid of this old one. Okay. Add-on time. Let's go find a cool scenic spot to talk about them. What do you guys think? Somewhere over here. Oh, let's go land on one of these pipes. Yeah, this will be a good spot. Yeah, on a pipe. Okay. So add-ons. To download add-ons, there's a couple of different ways you can get them. You can Google them. You can download them manually and apply them into your add-ons folder. I feel like most people don't do that because then it's kind of weird to update them. The best way to get add-ons, and it's an unfortunately annoying software, but you have to get CurseForge, or there's another one called WowUp, are the ones that I know of. And you just download those onto your computer and you'll open them up. And in there it'll be like scan for games, blah, blah, blah. And you scan the games and it'll find World of Warcraft. And once you have World of Warcraft found, you'll just browse up these add-ons I'm about to talk about, hit install, puts them on your game. Now when you come into the game, you will go to your add-ons button here. And you'll see all of these crazy add-ons, right? All of them. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to enable the ones that I think you guys should do. So, well, with one of two choices. So first one I'm going to do is I'm going to enable, so we've done details, right? We've done details and we've got that details skin the war within version 1.3.2. Like Karl Heinz Schneider, if you want to get your details to look like mine on CurseForge, you would just go find that. It's just called that, skin the war with TWWV. That's called that. Just download that and then you can go to the skins thing in there and do it. The next one I would recommend is you're going to have a choice between Deadly Boss Mods, or DBM, and Bigwigs / Little Wigs. Little Wigs being the dungeon, Bigwigs being raid. DBM is kind of all of them together. I personally use Bigwigs. And the biggest reason why is in Bigwigs, when it's notifying you of something happening, it'll play like a noise, like a little beep, or like a, I don't know, you'll hear them, little dings, and you can customize all of it. And for DBM, it's gonna have an AI voice say something like run or jump or hide or whatever. And I hate that. I hate things talking to me in AI voices. So I use Bigwigs. So we're gonna enable Bigwigs. And to enable these, obviously, you just have them checked and they'll enable. We'll have to reload our UI. So we have Bigwigs enabled. Let's go ahead and hit reload UI. You can reload your UI by hitting that button in there or just by hitting enter. You can't see my chat, but you just type /reload and it'll also reload your UI. So now we have Bigwigs and you're like, what changed? Not much. Not much at all, really. Except now if we go into an encounter, we will see some bars showing up and you might be like, well, what are these bars? Where are they at? Well, if you want to configure them, you just type /Bigwigs. Deadly Boss Mod just /DBM. And sometimes you will have little things up here on your map. You control them. Here's details, action tracker, and details. Or there might be a little thing below the map there. I've disabled them, or a lot of them. So I just got to type /Bigwigs. And then in here you'll see, hey, here's where all the things are. So you can come in here and you have all of your different settings. So we can go to bars. You can show your moving anchors, which you can see I've got them over there. And let's just go ahead and create a test bar. So this is going to make some noise here. I made 5 of them, so we're going to watch them. So this is what, I'll hide the moving anchors. This is what you would see in a dungeon. You see like, this would be like the name of an ability and the countdown timer for when it's happening. 3, 2, 1, bing, it'll make a noise, thing will happen. Also in dungeons or raids when enemies are casting certain abilities, all that stuff, you'll get a notification. Now this doesn't take a whole lot of configuration. I would say just move these bars in a good spot. And I think a good spot. One more thing. We're going to flip back to our, for this, we're going to go back to my other one, which is similar. I just basically, it's kind of the same. I just have the bars smaller. Because when I PvP, I don't use weak auras. And I also have my nameplate a little closer. And then when I go to this one, you'll see I just make the bars smaller. Put the nameplates out a little more. That's all that happens there. So that's Bigwigs / Deadly Boss Mods. Cool. That one, not a whole lot of configuring. There's a whole lot of configuring you can do, but I think by default you don't really have to do a whole lot. That one's easy enough. Then we're going to go in and we're going to grab the next one. What's the next one going to be? We're going to grab Plater. Plater is going to be the overhauls for these nameplates. You'll probably see it happen right there. So we're going to hit Reload UI after enabling Plater. And now let me find an enemy. There's an enemy, and you can see the nameplate is different. Like this guy right here, it's different. That is default Plater. I feel like, well, actually, watching YouTube, seems like a lot of people use default Plater, and I think default Plater is worse than the base WoW UI. It's bad. So what you want to do for Plater is go find yourself a profile. Or make your own. I'll have to leave me alone, I don't want to fight you. And there's plenty online. You can look around, see what you like. I personally, well, so I've got a couple. I made a Plater profile, and it looks, well, we'll go ahead and enable it. I don't want to reload. It looks like this. This is the one I made. And it's fine. You'll see if I can go attack an enemy. You see if these enemies start fighting me? You can see that's got the scratch. And it's just kind of like the base WoW one, but a little bigger and a little nicer. So there's that one. And that one, I used it for a while. It's great. But what I then did, because I wanted a couple more like plugins, as well as I wanted my enemies in Mythic Plus to be color-coded. So I went and found, and this is a YouTuber I like watching, his name is BohenTV. He has a Plater profile. You have to go into his Discord to get it. You don't have to pay or anything. You just go into his Discord. That's just where he has it. He doesn't have it uploaded anywhere. This one is very cool, and I like it a lot. First off, you'll notice it looks similar to the other one. Now, I have configured it to look a little bit different, because you can do that. But in general, you see, hey, that's looking a little cleaner than the base WoW one, and you can see that it's got that scratch. It also has some of my abilities tracked up here at the top. You can see, hey, that's 2 stacks of my thrash on this target. But what that does with his profile, and it has all the enemies in Mythic Plus, Delves, and Raid color-coded. And we could go over the color coding, but he's also made a video. You can go watch that. It's very easy to find. Just type in BohenTV Plater profile. He did a big breakdown about all its different features, and that's his product, so I'm gonna let him talk about it, but just know it's very good, and I've seen a lot of other people using it because he did a very good job on it. But yes, color-coded. It'll show you, like, I'm a tank. It'll show me when I have aggro. It'll show me when other people take aggro. It even shows, it has a plugin for, like, whoa, what the heck? That was a lot of stuff. It has a plugin for when, if your kick, like my Skull Bash or whatever your interrupt is available, and you're able to interrupt the ability that the enemy is casting. See those scratches it was doing? Those were grayed out because you can't interrupt them. You could stun the mob and it would stop it, but like a cast like Fireball or whatever, right? It will turn green when you're able to kick it, and if you're not able to kick it, but your kick will become available before the cast ends, it'll show a bar and it'll be blue and show you like, hey, you can do it then. So that's really nice. I like that a lot, and that I think is a good resource for a lot of players who want to step up their game. Because another thing about these, it's nice they don't overlap. You know, they're it's easy to pick out and target a mob. Cool. So that's Plater profile. Now the last one, and the kind of and I think you can play a lot of the game with just those. So just get Plater, get bigwigs or DBM, get details. Boom, you're set. Some people do whole overhauls for their game's UI with LUI. I tried it. I hate it. Also, it wrecks your frames. Some people do it, though. They like that. What's another one? The next one we're going to do... You see, I've got a bunch of these extra ones in here. Oh, this is a super helpful one. I completely forgot about this. True stat values. This is big. This will help you gearing, too. It's on CurseForge, whatever. Just go grab true stat values. And it's a super simple add-on. But it shows you in your stats what your current stats. So I have critical strike. I have 36, 46 critical strike, right? See that bar at the top? See, as that fills up, that starts to show you when you would get diminishing returns. Like, so for each point of critical strike, if I was at the top of that bar, I'm not going to get there because obviously we're not very high gear. But as you get into the higher gear levels, you can start to have like too much of one stat, and it'll tell you when you're reaching that threshold. It's a very low weight add-on that I think can do a lot of work in telling you like, hey, you are this close to hitting basically the haste cap and all that kind of stuff. So that's a good one. You don't need to worry about that one for a while. Like even in this whole season, max gear, you're probably not hitting diminishing returns, but it's like so lightweight to have on. But now we're going to go ahead and enable weak auras. And this is the kind of the big one. This is the creator one. Got millions of people, well maybe not millions, got a lot of people, thousands for sure, uploading weak auras. And weak auras are right here. And this is gonna kind of shock the screen here for a second, but I'm gonna open up my weak auras, and this is gonna show you all the weak auras that I have. Which isn't a whole lot, but you see like, holy crap, what is all this? That's all for raid, that's different stuff. So there's a lot of weak auras you can get, and to get a weak aura, you would just go to, there's a website called wago.io, wago.io. On there you can find all these different weak auras that I have. But the biggest weak aura that I'm going to recommend for you as a new player is to go and grab a weak aura pack for your class, or for even just your specific specialization. So I'm playing Druid. Do I not have one for Druid? Oh no, I do. It just needs updated. Yeah, that's fine. It probably actually doesn't. Which was checklist. Yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. So we have this weak aura. It's weird that it's up there. I don't know why it's up there. Anyway. Is it not enabled? Oh, it's not enabled. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead on my weak auras. Going to, oh my goodness, I'm in combat. It automatically closes on combat. We're gonna do this live. I'm gonna go download a weak aura. Because I would recommend using either the Luxthos or Afinar weak auras. They're very nice. Many of your other creators or whatever probably have their own weak auras. But yeah, so I'm gonna go open up my other tab. You can't see this. Hopefully it doesn't kill my recording or anything. But I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna type in. So I like using the Luxthos ones. So I'm just gonna Luxthos. So I'm gonna type in Luxthos. Luxthos Druid into Google. Boom. I got two links. One to his website and one to wago.io. They're both the same. It's taking a second to load. Hold up. I clicked on his website. That one must be being weird right now because it wasn't loading. Okay, here we go. So on wago.io, Luxthos, Druid, The War Within. Boom, this week aura. It's the most updated version. All you do is you hit copy import string. Once you have that string copied, you can come over to your game. Now I'm back in the game. Oh, you'll see another weak aura that I have. I have a circle around my cursor. Maybe that'll help you see it better if you've been getting lost with that. I actually thought about enabling that earlier to follow my cursor better, but it helps me see it too when I'm playing. But we'll open up our weak auras. We're going to go ahead and import a weak aura, and we're going to just Control V to paste that import string into here. Now that's in here, we got importing Luxthos Druid. We have a choice to, because I already had it, update it or create a copy. We're just going to go ahead and update it. And we can update it fully. We just want to just basically slap on the newest version, and it's going to do its thing. Depending on your internet speed, computer speed, whatever, this could take a second. And it also kind of depends on the size of the weak aura. This is taking, okay, there it goes. That was pretty quick. So now we have this. And this is, well, first off, it's too big. I don't like it being that big. So I'm going to go in and we're going to modify this. But this is going to show, maybe we can leave it big for a second. See how it has all of our abilities on there. It's got our Thrash, our Mangle, Moonfire. It's got the Maul. Well, it has any ability you would need to see. So what it doesn't have is Swipe. Why does it not have Swipe? Because Swipe is a free ability that you can cast whenever that doesn't cost anything. So I can just sit here and swipe. I don't need to be able to see swipe on this weak aura because I know I can always cast swipe, right? So this is tracking all the things you would need to see. Like all your cooldowns and your defensives as a tank. Defensives for DPS will be in the bottom, but there's a few changes I like to make to these Lux, those weak auras. First off, depending on what resolution you're playing, you might want to change it to a different size. So I, personally, like to set, and to modify the weak aura, you just press on it. So that'll select it for us. So there we go. We're selected on it. Group scale is going to change everything scaled wise. So I like to set mine to 0.8. At least for my UI and stuff, that works. Actually, I will go smaller sometimes, down to 0.7. Kind of depends on the class I'm playing. I usually leave it a little bigger at first until I don't have to look at it anymore because I'm kind of used to stuff. Then, there's one other change I like to make that I think is pretty huge. If you go in here and you expand it, this is all the different things in here. And I know that you're thinking, like, this is insane. Why would I ever do this? This is like modding my game. And the answer is yes, it is kind of modding your game. But it's totally accepted by Blizzard. You're not going to get in trouble for this or anything. It's like, honestly, most people have said that, like, they should, like, make their own version of this. Blizzard should. I need a sip of water. Okay. But under the Utilities tab, if you go ahead and hit that, we have some options we can change. Don't mess with most of this stuff. I don't know, it's weird. But if you go to Custom Options, you can go in here, Always Show Alpha, crank that up. And it hitches when you do this. It's paused. Wait a second. It's doing. Okay, there we go. Now that that's cranked up, you can see that our utility abilities down here are lit up. I noticed for myself, maybe this could be other people too. I did not look. When those things were opaque, like when you could see through them, or transparent, not opaque. Dude, I just wouldn't even look at it. They might as well not have existed. But now with this weak aura pack, instead of looking down here to see my abilities, I can look right here. And right here is pretty close to right here, which is where my character is. And that's going to help me in dodging, seeing what's going on, keeping my eyes in this area, which is going to help me play. And it being more central is going to allow me to put a lot of my stuff that I want to see just out of range of my eyesight here, where I'm going to be looking a lot in this area. And it's so much better than having to look down here at the bottom of the screen, then look up to do something, and then down at the bottom of the screen. And it's like, if we move that up here, so much better. And the nice thing about it is you could move your bars. You could take these bars and move them up here. A lot of people do that. That's fine. That's kind of like a weak aura pack. But the cool thing about these weak aura packs is I can't click on it. I can't affect it in any way. It's like a picture on my screen. It's not a clickable button, right? I don't know if you can hear me clicking my buttons. You can't click them. And you'll see that. See, like, Moonfire's grayed out. I'm going to hit Moonfire. It shows me how much is longer. That's going to show me the cooldowns on all my abilities. If I hit a Lunar Beam or a whatever. You'll also see here, this red bar is my rage bar. So that's going to show how much rage I have. And then below that is a blue bar, which let me see here if I can... So if I use Iron Fur, it's going to show like my my current my Iron Fur, how much longer it has on it. And it even has like stacks. It'll show you as they're falling off. It also has a counter right there for Iron Fur. So it's just a great resource to have all this stuff. But there's some more customizations we can do, and I am going to do right now because they're pretty simple. So I think like hand-eye coordination, like linking up brain and hand is so good. So we've got Mangles, Thrash, Moonfire. But on my bars, I actually have Thrash and then Mangle, Q and then E. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to change that myself. Also, my Moonfire is on one of my mouse buttons. So I'm going to put that there. So here we go. So we can go into Core, which is going to be where all your abilities are. We got Mangle, Thrash, all these things. I'm going to take Moonfire, wherever that... No, that's Moonfire... Is that Moonfire? Oh, it is Moonfire. I don't know why it has that ability. We're going to put that there. And then we want Thrash, then we want Mangle. After that, we're going to have our Maul is fine. Maul and then Frenzied Regen, because that's how it is on my bar. And then Iron Fur. and then our defensives. Let me take a look at it. So we've got Moonfire, Thrashmangle. That's a Maul. We're not really even hitting Maul much on just on procs. And then Frenzied Regen, Iron Fur. I'm gonna move Iron Fur down over here, and to the left of Maul. Let's do that. So I want Iron Fur to be just before Maul. Much better. And then we've got Bark Skin, Survival Instincts, which is good because that's Shift Q, Shift E. And then we've got Lunar Beam, Rage of the Sleeper, Incarn. I'm going to just flip Lunar Beam and Rage of the Sleeper. And then that'll be all I'm changing there. Yeah, Rage of Sleeper, Lunar Beam, Berserk, / Incarn. So top bar is done. That's all I'm going to do to it. That thing is ready to go. Well, no, I'm going to do one thing to the total weak aura. I'm going to nudge it down a few bits. So I'm going to just click on the overall one and click these arrows like 13, 14 times. Just to move it down out of frame a little bit. I don't like it to be too far up. I might even do a little more. I don't have a set, like, amount that I do this for. I just go until it feels about right. Yeah, that seems about right. I might have to move it more later, but it's cool. So on the bottom row you can kind of set up however you want. Looks like I'm gonna do, actually, that's about good, actually. Got our stops in the middle, got our taunt, skull bash, movement speed on the right. I'm good with that. We'll leave those in the spots there. So now we've got our weak aura set up. We got other weak auras too. Let's talk about some other weak auras. So I have the M+ timer weak aura. This is just an overhaul for Mythic Plus to show a different timer. It's kind of nice. Mostly I'm just pointing this out to show you that that's the information you want to see when I do a Mythic Plus video. I've got the Raid Ability Timeline weak aura. So that Deadly Boss Mods and Big Wigs I was talking about, you know how you could change all those bars? This is a weak aura that converts it into this, which instead of having bars and emphasized bars, it'll just be an icon floating to the bottom of a column. And when that icon hits the bottom, guess what? The enemy's probably going to cast the ability. So I like this. It's kind of an all-in-one package. You can grab that. All of these things are just, if you want to look at them, they are in the game, or in WAGO, with these names. This is buffs. These are ones that I've made to just track certain buffs. Like for my monk, I've got Wisdom of the Wall, Divine Guidance, Rising Wrath, Churchman. Churchman is just PI. So when I get PI'd, it puts Churchman over my face. I never get PI'd though, I'm a tank. Bruh is one that somebody I know made, and it makes it to where whenever somebody else says bruh, you also say bruh. It's a very useful one. We've got our Advanced Focus Cast Bar Alerter. This is going to show us when our focused enemies casting. That's more advanced stuff. This is the mouse tracker. That's the one that has a circle around my mouse. That's for Warlock. This is for Raid. This one marks enemies in Mythic Plus for me, like automatically. And then this one is an overhaul mod, basically as a supplement to your Deadly Boss mods that is going to show you some good information about like Mythic Plus dungeons. I would recommend this. This is probably more useful. It's a man here. This is probably more useful than having Deadly Boss mods. You should have them both, but like the War Within Dungeons by Causies though, look that up. Get that. You do kind of have to move all these bars and icons and put them in spots you want, but like these ones you don't have to move. It's mostly just these bars right here and these icons down here. But dude, it's so helpful. It's so good. And that's about it. I say that's about it, but that was quite a few of them. I'm going to go in and enable some other add-ons just so I don't forget about them. They are not things you need to worry about a whole lot. Method Raid Tools is mostly used for raid groups. Mythic Dungeon Tools is like a weird little resource. Omni CD, most players, I would say, don't worry about that. I kind of lead the group when I play, so I like look at people's cooldowns. Cool. Rare Scanner scans rares. Raider IO. Where's the other? What's the like? Oh, this is the one. This is the Americas ones. Okay, so we're gonna Raider IO. Raider IO is a and top. But Raider IO is like basically it's a way of scoring you in game and allowing other people to see your score for Mythic Plus. So we're gonna turn that on. And then TomTom is like a portable navigation system. We'll take a look at that one when we reload. It's gonna be good for like if you go on to Wowhead, which is like the main forum of the game. Like it'll give you waypoints, and it's like, how do you find those waypoints? TomTom, right there. I just have it positioned below my map. It shows you waypoints. In Raider IO, well, we can't see any Raider IO right now because we don't have any, but we'll see on other players when we bump into them if they have a score. It'll show a score for them. Method raid tools is this. There's a lot of things in here, most of which most people don't use. The only one I use is Raid Inspect. This will show your item level and all the items you're wearing, as well as anybody in your group, their item level. So that's a good resource. Probably worth a download just for that. But there's our UI and weak aura stuff. Feel free to pause the video at some point and copy my UI and stuff the best you can. Actually, if you really want, I could probably send it to you. Just hit me up in the comments. Or, you know, make it yourself. Do your own. Spend an hour just going over stuff and figuring it out. You'll come out of it with a little more understanding of this, as well as everybody plays differently, and you'll change it over time. My UI has gone through like 3 or 4 different iterations as I've played, so you'll get there. Just keep tweaking it. When you notice something like, I don't like that, I want that to be different, just change it. WoW gives you like this edit mode now. You can move pretty much everything. With weak auras, you can add pretty much anything. So just get out there and like, I don't know, change all that stuff. So let's head back to Dornogal. And then we're gonna maybe get into a time walking dungeon or 2. Yeah, maybe. We might just do that. Just the chair, straighten your back. I have a sweatshirt on right now that I haven't worn since like years. I found it at the bottom of my drawer. I was running out of sweatshirts because it's been cold, so I've been wearing them a lot more, and I need to do laundry, but I've been lazy. So I found this one.
I will see you through the shadow.
So we're gonna get another cash from that. And you feel it, yeah, sure. Boom! Another ring? Dude, Zote is blessed. Zote is a blessed character. I can't equip more than one of those? Oh no, dude. Oh, nar. It's because it's, okay, so when an item says unique equip, so this is the gem-studded ring of the Fire Flash. So of the Fire Flash is just like the specific stats on it has, but gem-studded ring and gem-studded ring are unique of each other, and you cannot have 2 of them. So that does kind of suck. We're going to hold on to that, though, just in case. So we're going to go ahead and hold on with this. And we are going to queue up. Oh, ain't the right thing. We're going to queue up for a time walking dungeon. I heard a door behind me. I believe it's my brother. Random time walking dungeon legion. Yeah, we are a tank. Yes. Okay, cool. Should be a pretty quick queue. So I'm gonna have to get used to looking at my weak aura here. While we're waiting, I'm just gonna like hit these, because it's only gonna be like 30 seconds. I'm gonna hit this dummy just to like maybe see how some things work. You'll see above here we've got other things being tracked. That is our after the wild. Oh, that was loud. Ah, that was really loud. I don't know why it was so loud. But yeah, I like the stuff we got tracked here. Very nice. So that's our after the wildfire. This is showing us that we have a proc for our Moonfire, our Lunar Guardian. It's showing that our Mangle has a proc. Got the stacks of regen there. Bark skin. It's also nice it shows you like how long you have your bark skin, because if you didn't have a weak aura or something, if you hit bark skin, you'd have to look up here to know how long it lasted, but here you can be like that. Like say I'm fighting in a mob pack and it's like, okay, my bark skin's about to wear off. As soon as it wears off, boom. Go under your survival instincts. Keep fighting. Yeah, that's a loud noise. I'm sorry if that's like super loud. I mean, it shouldn't be too loud because I do have like a limiter on my game noise. It's loud for me though. I don't know. It wasn't like that before, was it? I think that's bigwigs. I think bigwigs makes the notification for getting into a dungeon and stuff louder. And you could probably change that, but I never have. I also usually play with my game not as loud as it is. And maybe we'll start playing with it on 25 because, you know, no longer are we doing our very chill leveling questing. We're starting to get into some dungeons and stuff now, so we don't have to hear the game as much. People are really not wanting to get into these dungeons. Just accept the queue. Just accept it, dude. There we go. Court of Stars. This one was also part of our Mythic Plus dungeon. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they all are. Turns out they've all been in Mythic Plus before. Every dungeon. Well, not all of them, but, you know. All the Legion ones have, because guess what? There was Mythic Plus and Legion. Alright. Wow, these guys are ahead of us. They loaded in a little quicker. This one you gotta talk to the thing. So, did you notice that there? I clicked on it and it immediately used the, oh goodness. Oh, while we're going over here, I need to activate my Omni CD profile. This one.
Your arrival is fortuitous.
There you go. So this is Omni CD. This is not something you need to do, but this is something that I have. So this shows everyone's interrupts. This is AoE stops, and then to the left of it, we have their major damage and defensive cooldowns. Except on my warrior here. Oh, he's only level 18, so he doesn't have a major damage ability yet. Oh, they're saying hello in the chat. I'll say hello back. We don't need to see that, so we can make that smaller. I know it overlaps with my quest, but when you're in Mythic Plus, you don't. This doesn't show up, so. Yes, get me out of the boat. Looks like they've attacked the enemy ahead of time. That's fine. This warrior is gonna one-shot everybody, or maybe the druid will. Dude, yeah. These are the kind of dungeons you want to get in right here. I'm gonna deactivate this beacon. Seems as though some of our friendlies here have died. I don't know how. He just kind of got one shot. This dude is just standing here. Oh, it's because he's frozen. We're gonna use our Ursul's Vortex to stop that guy from going ahead there. We got everybody? We're all here. Let's rebuff. So, as you can see from our little new and improved UI here, we got a little more information on our screen. I hope it's not too overwhelming. It shouldn't be. Most of it's good information. Also, you're hearing those noises, those bung, bung, stuff like that. Those are from bigwigs. See? It's like it makes a noise, like, hey, bing. You know, you hear noise, that means something happening. And I think that was happening was him sending out that big... Oh, goodness. This fight is going crazy. I thought we were gonna kill these guys quick. We are not. Also, one thing I'm gonna do because it's very loud for me. We're gonna turn that down. There we go. All is well and normal. By the way, did we get something from that? We got some sort of weird tier set hands? Yeah, I don't know, that's weird. We don't need them though. They're worse than what we got. I don't know, I think the only thing we're gonna do as an upgrade from here is a ring. But if we complete 5 of these, we get a cache for a hero item. And hero track items they are the stuff.
Out up here. I've heard tell of a demonic council that draws strength from the spawn must be.
You can see that it's way more, with this plater profile, way more apparent when an enemy's like casting an ability.
Divided.
It's easier to see, I think. Like we might get one here. Looks like these guys aren't casting anything actually. So on this is a weird dungeon. You have to go where the like the dot is on your map. You'll also see with this player profile that like, and this is most player profiles, when an enemy's casting ability, it'll show who it's casting on, as well as who interrupts it. See, that was going to be cast on me. We're going to use Incarn here. Yeah, we took him down. Then that should send a mini boss over to here. This is Amakutya. Get it? Her name is Amakutya. I don't think this client... So you can fight these guys without doing the ads, but it is not advised. Does everybody know the way? Everybody knows the way. See, that was Deadly Boss Mods telling me about a thing. That would be more for like a Mythic Plus dungeon in here. You're gonna interrupt that guy?
What are you waiting for? Check out that noise.
Now we got the Watchfall, Baelgar the Watchful. You'll notice Plater does, like, make some people's names shorter. Because kind of too hard to fit it all into the bar. Oh, we need to go back this way. I'm gonna ping so our team knows generally where we're going. Looks like they're following suit. Yeah, and this dungeon is kind of weird. You have to go and fight these enforcers, and then it draws the mini bosses away from the actual boss.
Have a look over there.
And then you can fight the actual boss. If you fight the boss with all of his mini bosses, you will lose. It gets very strong. Ah, yes, that's right. He does a weird frontal that you can't see. All right, now we can fight the boss, though. Make sure we get our Moonfire on him. Remember I was talking about how you need to do that more?
It will amuse me to watch you melt.
Bada boom.
You've done well so far.
Now we get
Must ensure you blend
a very weird version of the portion of this dungeon. So
infuse
We put on disguises, and then we have to go root out who the imposter is. Because there's a traitor among us.
The Burning Legion spy is
And you have to talk to these people to learn things. So clue 1 of 5 is that they have potions.
reveal the spy. Just avoid drawing attention to yourself with wild accusations.
And you have to like find the person. It'll be one of these people that has all the clues on them. So I'm going to go around and we're going to find them. So clue 1 of 5 is potions. Clue 2 of 5 is gloves. And all of this stuff, these extra things, these clues and whatnot, would not be here if you're on base game. This is all from the weak ores and add-ons I've installed. So clue 5, no cape. So we don't even have to read them. So we can just click on them and it shows us. So we need to find a person with potions, gloves, and no cape. They're going to have potions on their belt, right? Gloves, no cape. It could be that person. We're going to go get some more information over here. From the chatty rumor monger. Short sleeves. That should be enough for our team to go. Oh, and light colored vest. Somebody said it in the chat. So we got a light colored vest, short sleeves. Potions, no cape. I'm pretty sure it's this person. Yep. There it is. And then you can't see my chat down here, but it's saying like, Little Weeks, I found the spy. So it's just notifying everybody that I found him. We also heard that ding, which is good ding. That's telling us, hey, good thing happened. You have another weak aura here, or maybe Deadly Boss mods that's marking this person with a skull above their head. So these are all just like additional things that I think make the game a little more tolerable to play. It's fine without them. But when you're really starting to push and do harder content, and believe me, you'll be seeing some harder content on this channel. We'll get there. It just helps so much to have this kind of stuff around.
Excellent. Now that we have the key, the way to the balcony should be open.
Now we pick up a key from that, and then we can go fight the last boss. This last boss actually has a really good ring that I would want. Even if it dropped that adventurer track, which will be a blue item, but it'll be better than ours.
Must you leave so soon, Grand Magistrix?
Adjust my chair while I do this 10 million second long opening sequence. There we go. Perfect timing.
Impossible. My guards would never permit such an intrusion.
Yet another failure, Malone.
You see, this is my big wigs counting down, so it's going to be active in 5 seconds, so I know I can prepare. I'm gonna be like, okay, in 5 seconds I can do what I want. I'm gonna pre-hit a lunar beam, get him down, go in Karn, Rage of the Sleeper. Just hit everything, just everything. Do as much damage as you can. Kill him. Am I winning? We were third. We beat someone. Oh, we got the ring. We got the ring I was talking about. This ring's nice because it makes our auto attacks do extra damage. Cool.
But her time will come.
Gonna leave that in. Instance group. There we go. Oh, one thing I was going to do, I noticed I can only see 4 of my teammates here. So we're going to unlock this window. And make it so that I can see all 5 of them. Perfect. Because in Mythic Plus, you're always going to have a team of 5. Go ahead and lock that. Okay, now we've got more of those to do. I could have re-queued with the team, but we did not. What could be doing? What could we be doing while we're waiting for queue? I have some mail. Oh, I need to get this mount on my bar as well. It's a large mount. And it has a mailbox on it. What do we got? Lost item. You didn't have an item for me. I'm gonna keep that mail from Caddy Bree though. I'm gonna keep that forever. Well, one way we could start making money is by grabbing some professions. Like a gathering profession, maybe? Maybe skinning? Skinning is going to allow us to, well, skin enemies. Or their skins, as you would imagine. You can sell those for a decent amount of gold. That could be a fun one to do while we're flying around. Oh, Neltharion's Lair. We have done this one in the past. Is our team down here? Oh no, we spawned in quicker than they did. So we'll go down here and we'll wait for them. Look at that, 590 item level. Our color turned blue because we have at least all blue items, but the real answer is we have all at least purple items except for one blue item, so. Now we're gonna use our buff for the party. Make sure we have that on everybody. And then we're gonna hit Incarn and just start polling. And drop our lunar beam here. And you can see in the bottom right, we are a tank, but we are doing the most damage in the party. Never let your specialization hold you back. You can do big damage. Even healers. That being said, though, if all the DPS are actually, are doing their stuff right, they'll beat you. Yeah, you're not gonna beat a DPS, but in some pulls, like if you have all your damage cooldowns and they don't have any of theirs, you could beat them. But in general, no, you're not gonna beat them. Especially as a healer. Some tanks can do a lot of damage. Was that a Star Wars jet? You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, Anakin, not destroy it, or what? I remember what he says. It's something like that. Remember, you want to stay still on this attack? There's a speed boost for our team. Oh, we have an augmentation evoker. That's that weird specialization I was talking about that one time that like buffs your team members rather than doing a bunch of damage themselves. So you can see down there in the bottom right, you'd be like, oh, this guy's not doing any damage. Oh, gotta hit the snail. Well, he's not on his own. But there's a little grayed out bar you can see after it that's like them trying to calculate about how much damage he's doing after buffing the party. So it's weird, but it's in the game, so we gotta deal with it. I think at this point most people know kind of how to go about dealing with an AUG, and the answer is bring them, because they're oh, what the heck? Somebody has pulled an extra enemy. Oh, he's jumping away. Go that way. Yeah, I feel like this Warlock kind of knows what he's doing. He just uses stun there to stop that guy. That's not something you'll see a lot of players do. He had damage, so he was pulling as well. Yeah. Oh, and we can see, while hovering over him. First off, all these guys are from Australia. G'day, mate, to ya. Or, well, oceanic servers, so could be like New Zealand as well, I guess, but... or somewhere over there. I think Frostmourne is Australian, though. But if you hover him, you can see over in the bottom right that he is, fairly good player. He's got a 2,500 rating. We use that boot to come on over here. And... to be honest, did not know you could pull this boss early. Any of these other guys have IO? They do not. Wait, this guy's actually a gamer. Incindus? He has a... So his title, Famed Slayer of Ashara? That means he has why can't I think of the name of it? He was one of the first, like, 100 teams to kill a boss. How about that? On Mythic, the hardest difficulty. Ashara, that boss, he killed that one. I get to the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame, which is, yeah, that's... It's about as high as you can get as far as a player goes. So my assumptions were correct. He is a player who knows what he's doing. This must be his alt, though. Unless he bought that. I don't think people are buying Hall of Fames, though. I don't feel like Hall of Fame is something you earn, not buy. Like, you can buy Cutting Edge. Cutting Edge is just killing the last boss, like, at all during that season, but Hall of Fame? Okay, I think you could buy. I don't think people are selling it, you know? That's... Some wrist we don't need. We've got Incarn up, so we're gonna go ahead and start rounding up all these boys.
I am sorry, heroes. I must leave you now. Yet know this. I have witnessed your deeds with pride, and I am sure you will not fail in this final hour.
Now you will see I'm getting a little more aggressive as I'm kind of getting more comfortable with the class, because this is just kind of how I play the game. Oh, this guy didn't die with the boss. I know you hear from people like, hey, like, I don't... Oh, we have skinning, so we can skin these... I don't actually want to skin these guys. This is old materials. Everybody has left. Okay. But I know some people say they don't have a fun time, like, oh, you just pull us too quick and blah, 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 and it's like, you know, there's two types of players. You have people who want to take it slow and watch all the dialogue and read all the quests and learn all the enemies, and like, that's fine. I mean, I've been there, done that. I think just if you're doing that, you should find a group of friends and go do it with them. It's like, I'm doing this to get my gear and stuff. Like, I'm not necessarily enjoying it. I don't hate it. It's fine. There's much work. I could be doing the Awakening the Machine again, right? But this is a means to an end, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to try and get it done as quick as possible. And some people are like, you know, they really want to get it done. So if you get 5 people together, all want to get it done quickly. It feels like you're your little team squadding up, like pulling big and killing the enemies, and it's great. So we've got skinning. I'm trying to think of what I should do for my other one. So there are some good professions you can get. Of course, any profession that you want to make stuff, say you want to make gems, do jewel crafting. You want to make leather armor, which we wear, do leather working. I've got Caddy Bree to help me out, though, for the leather working, so I'm not going to have to worry about that, as well as you can probably find somebody on your server if you're playing. They can do a lot of the crafting for you. I think skinning could be fun, because I can just run around and skin stuff. And I will probably do some of that, like, off-screen? Maybe? I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to, like, send gold to this character or not. We'll see. I kind of have enough. I think I can get by, though. Are we being forced into going left? I don't go left. Guess we are. One thing I will say, when you're doing these older content things, sometimes big wigs and deadly boss mods can get a little crazy because it's gonna think you're doing really bad stuff and it's gonna go haywire and be like, there's so many casts going off, there's so many casts, but, you know, this isn't a coordinated group, and it doesn't really matter if a lot of the casts go off, but I'm still gonna try and stop as many of them as I can. Because that's just how I play. But yeah. So you might hear some things go a little crazy at some point. That's just par for the course. You learn to live with it. If you guys aren't used to hearing like deadly boss mods and big wigs, I know you're probably hearing these beeps and going like, dude, that gets so annoying. Dude, it's like Stockholm syndrome. I don't even hear them anymore. Every one of the, dude, it's like if you've seen The Matrix, you know, when the guy, I think it was Cypher. He was looking, he's like, I don't even see the Matrix anymore. I just see what they actually are. He's like, right there? It's a pretty woman. That's a dog. You know, he's just pointing at things as you're looking at a screen of just code. That's me. I hear a beep and I just know what it is. You know, it's like, oh, that is a boss mechanic beep right there. Or like, that's an enemy casting a thing beep. Like,
Now I see.
I'm like a dog, man. I'm like,
It is gone.
you know, I'm gonna stand in the center of the room. I'm gonna let them decide which way they want to go.
Aren't the ones who did this?
Because there's only one correct way. Did they figure it out? Ah, they did. They were going towards the other one at first.
I understand now. You
Door open. Why is there a countdown for door open? I don't know. We go cat form and dash. Can I gotta go cat. And then I feel like pulling big, so
Passage to the crypts. Ilisana, you must open. We have much to lose. Your father's life most of all.
You need not worry. I will not fail Odysseus.
here we go.
Then, the invaders
This is the spider pull. If you've ever done this dungeon in Mythic Plus, you know these days.
for Kalimdor!
This is where your tank insta gets killed, and then, you know, like the Ret Paladin in your group gets aggro, and then they get insta killed, and then your rest of your team kites them out. Ate that frontal away. I don't know. I hope you guys can tell that after getting a couple of these weak auras, add-ons and stuff, that how much clearer the game is. Like you can just tell so much more what the enemies are doing, as opposed to before. You're kind of in the dark about a lot of stuff. I don't know. I know some people are like kind of. Oh goodness, we're getting. Hold on. Let me focus up here for a second. Kick that so nobody gets killed by it. Need to group these guys up, so... no, we don't. They're dead. I know some people get, like, I don't know, like, overwhelmed, or, like, they want to play the game in its purest form, but... Dude, WoW's base UI and some of its purest form stuff just really isn't that good. Like, it's crazy to say that, like, the people are right. The people have made better stuff, but they really have. Plater is just so much better than the base UI. And there's like a million different profiles you can choose. Weak auras like this, you can't get stuff like it. If you wanted to track some of these effects that are being tracked here, you'd have to either move all your buffs up here, which has like a bunch of different things you don't want to see. Like you could put it down here. Like, man, then you gotta like filter through with your eyes all that stuff. Or like tracking teammates' kicks, or when they've used defensives, or like what kind of stops you have available. Like you just can't do that. And you might say, hey, it's not necessary. No. But once you start doing certain things in the game, I wouldn't say it's necessary, but you're gonna struggle without some of it. I mean, I've got no doubt that like some crazy gamer could totally just like natty play the game and just like know everything. And I mean, it would depend on what class you're playing, but just like do like some of the highest keys possible. Like I've seen them. There's people who like have very, very minimal weak ores and whatnot. But those guys are really good at the game, and they also play it a lot. And they're willing to take the time to learn everything, you know? And if you're not a person who wants to learn everything, dude, save yourself some trouble. Get some weak ores, get some add-ons. You know, save some brain power to play your class and like let the computer do the work, you know? I just used my lunar beam and then moved out of it. That feels bad. I gotta stop doing that. Drop a Luna beam there. I was messing around, and this is a very, very niche topic that many of you who maybe are watching this as a guide won't know what it is, but anyway, there's a public test. Oh, that guy got booped off. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm gonna get booped off. No, no, no! I'm ashamed. I just wanted to make fun of the guy who got booped off. No, not that way, sir. Not that. Okay, well, good thing I'm here with you. We gotta go, man. They're leaving us. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It'll come, I swear. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was testing out Guardian Druid on the PTR. It's looking kind of nice. They're making some cool changes to it. PTR's public test round. It's like, I don't know, next patch. It's like they let people test stuff before it comes out, so you can... I am pulling all the way up this bridge. I don't even care, man. I'm stopping right here. This pulls for me, okay? You know, I don't care about my DPS. Maybe I'm a bit selfish. But look at my damage. Look how much damage I'm doing compared to everyone else. Look, you can get away with doing that in these kind of dungeons, like time walking, but like Real Mythic Plus, you can't ego pull as a tank and expect to kill the pack alone. You'll die. Oh, I should block this. Oh, the Death Knight took it. Sir, you didn't have to. I was right there.
Hold them off. We must prepare.
Yeah, Moonfire does so much damage, man. Moonfire is like all my damage. How high are we going with this? I don't have an Incarn. Got a Rage of the Sleeper, though. That's probably enough.
They come for you. They do. Together we shall defeat them, Atosius.
Oh yeah. They're hitting us with the coup de grace. We live those. Sure, everybody's in the room.
You shall never have our world.
Hmm. Yeah, I should not have used Incarn there. Does this count as a damage still? No. 10,000 years have not been kind. He says that every time.
Now you. No. This is my ancestors. Illusan.
Dude, Incarn lasts so long. I still had it up for that. That's crazy.
Expect these worthless mortals to defy the Legion. Souls of my ancestors, to me! Aid our champions!
This guy living a little longer than last time. Drape of the Raven Lord. Let's see, do these guys want to queue up again? That guy yelled thanks all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're all leaving. Dude, how many more do I have? I got 2 more. Yeah, we outie. Everyone left. Ghost Moss. Ghost Moss, and then we get a big item. You know, I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I should open the caches. Oh, I guess we can talk about this while I'm queuing up for the next one. Unlocking Dungeon Legion. Yeah, okay. So if you right click your party frame and you have a loot specialization, so it's gonna default to whatever like spec you're in. So I'm in Guardian, it's gonna drop Guardian loot. There's Balance, Feral, Guardian, Restoration. You can get loot for all your different specs. And this is gonna make it so that whenever you open a cache or get a loot drop or whatever, it's gonna drop loot for that specialization. So for pure leather armor, like you know your wrist or your hands or whatever, those are all the same between them. But for like the purposes of weapons or trinkets or even some necklaces or rings or whatever, there's other like things you could get depending on which one of you goes, which of these you choose. So I don't know if I should be opening stuff as Feral or Guardian. I think for now I'm gonna go Guardian, but I'd also kind of prefer not to get like a big tank trinket, you know? Because like, I think in general, tanks can use DPS trinkets, but a DPS isn't gonna want to use a tank trinket. And if I am gonna be playing Feral, may not be the best case. Yeah, maybe I'll open it in Feral, in case we get like, you know, one of the Feral trinkets.
Those who challenge me only speed themselves to an agonizing death. So says the shadow of Xavius. Be still, worm. I will deal with you shortly.
I haven't been keeping track of it, but because I don't really care in this content. Right here, these. Keep an eye on who kicks and who doesn't. Just in general while I'm playing. I'd learn a thing or two. I bet you'll notice a correlation between the people that use these more and the people who are doing more down here. Eh? So better players in WoW are usually better at all the different things in WoW. Not just like doing more damage or being better at mechanics or whatever. Like, if you're good at one thing, you're probably also good at another thing. Let's say that. Most WoW players aren't a one-trick pony. The good WoW players aren't one-trick ponies. They're what the heck? Whatever. What is this? What is this? I don't know what this enemy is. Where did he come from? Very weird.
Violence. So it is you who have befallen a powerful druid among you. You dare to challenge my authority?
Oh, I'm a druid, so this guy, yeah, he's saying, what do you hold, druid? What is this powerful artifact you hold?
Rip you all apart in
That's because,
by tooth and claw. Be purged.
you know, as a druid. Well, this was from an older expansion. There was a thing we could get in that expansion. It's called an artifact weapon.
Pray you do not face me next.
And he's noticing that we have the artifact weapon, although we don't. My account does, because... There's an ability I wanted to put on my bar. There. Hmm. Why isn't it working? That should be a jump forward. Also, you notice all these enemies have different colored names. Well, that is from the player profile, color coding enemies. So these are purple enemies, denoting that, well, they're going to cast spells. Spells we need to interrupt. I'm gonna drag him over here because this guy does do a big frontal.
I told you to leave me alone.
And we might have a bunch of people in here who remember the Mythic Plus route, but as we learned last time we did this dungeon, this is actually the better way to go. Because we get to skip a boss.
Hold no sway over this realm, nightmare lord.
Bold words for a prison. Even an echo of my power was enough to overwhelm you.
Got Xavius and Malfurion yapping. We go right, yeah. Oh, just killing some enemies. Look, this is I get bored doing this sometimes. Look, it is what it is. And soon in the series, we are probably going to maybe start. I don't know if I want to say edited content, but we're gonna start doing maybe some stuff off screen. But I do want to show you everything kind of once. So maybe next week, instead of me recording and actually doing these time walking dungeons on whatchamacallit, on video, we can maybe just do those and tell you and show you what I got, or tell you what I got.
I will break.
Because these do eat up a lot of time. And you know, if I was going to do these without recording, what I would do is just whack on a YouTube video on the second screen.
This must be some kind of
And do it and not even realize I'm doing it. But we got one more.
We must, however, stay vigilant. Deep inside the nightmare, Xavius remains unvanquished. The
I don't
enemy
understand.
here was merely his shadow.
Somebody was mad in the chat. I don't know why. He said wrong way, and then thanks. And at the end he called everyone a-holes. Nobody said a thing to him. See, it's like players like that. What did we do? What did we do to wrong to you? We just did the dungeon, dude. I know what he's thinking. We skipped that boss, so he's thinking in his head, "Oh man, I didn't get credit for the beating the dungeon." Yeah. Yeah, he did. We all did. Look, I'm not going to deprive somebody of their experience. Like, there's nothing he would have gained from killing that boss at all. If that's what he was going for. I mean, and if it's the gear piece off of it, that like adventurer piece, like, dude, come watch my video and I'll show you. You can get way better than adventurer way quicker. Oh, we get gifted the Eye of Ashara on our last run. Not necessarily what you want to see. Now, yeah, I know. I mean, they'd be like, "Oh, you dipped into your reserves of Warbound until equipped items." Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. But like, I think everybody has the ability to do some delves. Delves get you champion gear, so that's way better than an adventure piece by a lot. Oh, we are seeing some resistance here. Is damage low in this party, or are these enemies just hard? Felt like that was taking way longer to kill. I don't know. There's always somebody. There's always somebody that pulls. Just trying to get all these guys stacked up. There we go. Oh man. I'm taking some damage from something. Whee! I like being a stag. I saw a flash of light and I was like, what the heck was that? It's my candle I have next to me. It is a candle that is at the end of its life. Burned well for a while now. So I'm letting it burn its last wax. What slowed me? Oh, it was all the little slimes. Just keep jumping. Just keep jumping and moving forward. Oh, someone got turned into a fish. I think it was Dre. If that's how you say that name. Alright, we got this boss into then Serpentrix, who is a stupid boss, if you remember correctly. He's the one that randomly casts abilities and nukes the party.
Continue the ritual. I will handle these fools. You wait.
Ah, get on the land!
Waters rise. Can you feel the winds? They come for you.
Oh, what the? What was that, me, little weirdos? I'm gonna wait for my friends to get up here because this boss is a little schnasty. I'm gonna get the crabs in with it though. Everyone go faster. No. Revive our friend. The seagulls. They always disorient you. See if my team can follow suit. Yep, just right through there. Right through there, team. Right through there, team. He tried. You see him? He turned around and he jumped. Now he's not attacking them. Oh no, he is. I'm gonna ping this wall over here because we can just go around this rock. Good job, team. And for that, I'm gonna reward you guys with some movement speed increase. Look at that. And a refresh on your buff, which still had an hour on it. Oh no, it's a bunch of slaves. Somebody doing damage. It's the warlocks, man. We can go to the right of this man. And we can go out here. Go big wrap around. Yes, they're doing it. The team is learning. Do a 360 jump kickflip off of this. Nobody did that. And then we rip an incarn and we do top damage on 2 mobs. Let's go, let's go, let's go! I'm ramping. No, I didn't beat him. Oh, yeah, that was one more thing I was gonna do. Ah, I should have done it before I did these dungeons. I was gonna enable the details action tracker so you guys can see which abilities I'm hitting. I will do that after this dungeon. Remind me. We're getting close to the end of the dungeon, so I should be able to remember. But if not, the comments. Or maybe I'll remember. I don't know. We'll see. She's looking at us. Somebody better kick that. No? Okay. I did. It was a test. I wanted to see if anybody would. Nobody did. Because nobody ever does, but... I don't know. It's like, it's not important to do that, but like, why not ingrain it into you? You know, why not just, get it into your brain that you need to kick abilities, right? Can't hurt. You're not losing, you don't lose damage by kicking. Well, on most classes. I guess on casters, technically, you could, like, it interrupts your cast, but just do it in between casts. Alright, here we go. For the ultimate fight. To get our item. Oh, and we're getting a big bloodlust? Let's pop off here. I don't have Incarn. Now I have Incarn. It's kinda late though. I think the boss is dead. Oh well. Skedaddle on out of there. Head back to Valdrakken. Oh, that was not the right city. That was from an expansion to go. Dornogal. We're gonna go get our item. I'm going to... It's one of these guys. It's you. I'm going to flip over to Feral. I found a path through time. Complete quest. We've got the cash. And we're gonna wait till... No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna open it up. Key to the Unseeming. It's a ring. We needed a ring so bad. It's a good ring, too. Draconically epic. Look at little old Zote. He's come such a long way. I'm so proud of him. Seemed like just 9 days ago. He was... He was just a wee little lad. That's weird. Yeah. How do I... Yeah, unlock it. So this is our action tracker. I'm gonna put it right there. So there's a little gray box right here. You'll be able to see all the abilities I press in their order. Top is the most recent. So if I just like attack this dummy, you can see all the abilities I'm using in the order I'm using them. And of course, you guys are watching this recording on YouTube, so things are gonna happen pretty quick. But you could always pause it, play it back on a slower speed if you really want to see the sequence of buttons that I'm hitting. I've done that before. Like I said before, I don't know if I'd use me as a guide for how to play Feral Druid or Guardian Druid, but who knows? Also, some of those abilities are being double cast. So remember, my Iron Fur is bound into other abilities. Thrash has a chance to like swipe twice. There's a couple things. So I'm not hitting buttons as quick as it's appearing there. I mean, I guess technically I am, but it's not like I'm deftly going like ba 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 ba. You know. There you go. So you can see that down there. File to charge. Okay, is there anything else I want to do this video? I don't think there is. Next, we're going to come back. We got some delves to do. Because that's what we're going to be able to get from these 3 quests. There's some caches we can get. So we're going to do some delves. I might record a video, like I said, doing a dungeon with this character. Either in Feral or Guardian. With some of my friends. Oh, here, I'll show you. In Feral. I guess we can go through and make sure the weak ore is set up properly for this one as well. See, it changed our UI, so we just go and we go and set that to the proper UI. Cool. Is that it? Oh, Feral has less buttons. I'm not gonna worry about the ones at the bottom for now. Let's just make sure it goes Shred Rake, Brutal Slash. I mean, I gotta find it. And of course, you have the Guardian stuff at the top, so I'm gonna have to scroll down. So we want it to go. Where's Feral? Feral. There's no Shred, because, well, you don't need to see Shred Rake, Brutal Slash, Thrash, Rip, Ferocious Bite, Feral Frenzy, then Tiger's Fury, Berserk, Invoke. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're wondering what Cat looks like, basically, we have combo points that we'll be building there. We've got our energy bar here. It's all about bleeds, so you're going to see the uptime on all these bleeds. So we're going to come in and let me go into a big convoke. This is not correct, by the way. Don't think this is proper. I'm actually kind of tired right now. I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I'm not too tired to not record a video. So like I say, so yeah. A lot of scratching, but you can see I've got some stuff I'm being tracked here. So if I end up doing that dungeon as Feral, yeah, there, now it's set up and you guys will you kind of be able to tell. Just know this is our big cooldown. This top one and this one right here, big cooldowns. This is a littler cooldown. And we want to make sure all these things are glowing all the time because they have bleeds on them. So that is where I think I'm going to call it for this one, guys. We gained some more power. Got a really good ring. Topped off some other things. We're sitting on a lot of crest and we haven't, you know what, let's go actually, 844 Valor Stones. Is there anything I want to upgrade? I would upgrade my weapon because that's like the single strongest upgrade. So we can talk about this. Here's the upgrade guy. So I lied. We're not ending the video right now because there's a little quest line here. It's super easy. So you just accept this. He wants you to get a certain amount of Valor Stones. Have we not? Oh, we have to upgrade a piece. So I'm going to go up in here. I'm going to upgrade a piece. I want to do my weapon, so I'm going to upgrade my weapon. Yeah. I'll talk about the upgrading in a second. I'm just completing this quest just to get the extra stuff. Acquire enough crest. We already have them. Turn them in. Transmutation Station. This one he asked you to like downgrade crest. You're never going to do this. You will never do that, but he asked you to do it. You're only going to upsell crest. So then we can use all these. Cool. Okay, so upgrading. This is going to be like a PSA about my character and my account, and sorry, it's cheating, but I can't change it. So normally when you upgrade an item, so we have a champion 3 out of 8 item here, and we want to take it to a champion 4 out of 8, right? You can also do higher. You see that it's going to take us 150 Valor Stones and 10 carved crests. By default, when you first log into the game, when you first get to level 80, start upgrading items, it's actually going to take 15 carved crests. So I have on my account characters that are have surpassed the need for Carved Crest and Rune Crest, and I'm very close to Gilded. I've done some jumping around on characters this season, so I don't quite have it. But so I get a discount, a 33% discount on these crests. I can't undo that. That's just, I'd have to make a new account, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay for a new account for this series. Plus, this isn't like a 0 to hero in the sense of like there's a bunch of restrictions on the account. I'm just playing the game and taking you guys along for the ride. So I will have a discount. And it's unfortunate that everyone else doesn't get the discount because it's very nice, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. This is a good trinket, so we're gonna upgrade this trinket. But I'm not gonna send crest into everything. So you'll notice I'm gonna send crest into items that are already kind of good. So my champion items, this good trinket. I want to take this to. Honestly, this trinket's good enough that I will spend that on it. But I'm gonna hold some Valor Stones. I don't want to spend all my Valor Stones because those are kind of hard to come by. No, I'm going to hold more Valor Stones. So, you can see we gained some item level there just from upgrading those items. Got some good item level. That's going to net us more stats. This trinket's pretty strong now. I mean, it's a good trinket. I guess if I'm playing Feral, I will use the Pirate Skull trinket because I don't need the wax plating quite as much. Oh, I guess we can showcase this. So this Shadow Binding Ritual Knife is now 606 item level, and this Reinforced Wax Plating is 603. So that's 2 trinkets that are above a certain item level, which means that if we go into here to this Cursed Pirate Skull, to bring it up to 603, even with our lowest trinket, we don't have to spend any crests. So the game is smart in that, say I get shoulders or chest or whatever, like if you get an item and upgrade it to a certain level, if you get another item of that type, and this is like exclusive to each different type of item, it will give you a discount in that you won't have to spend the crest again. So it's hard to waste crest. There are ways to do it, but mostly you'll just have to spend more Valor Stones. And Valor Stones are infinitely repeatable. You can get as many as you want. I mean, you have a cap of 2,000, but like you're going to spend them before you hit that cap. It does take some time though. So there's that. But yeah, 595. I would take this character into probably up to like a +4 or 5 right now in a dungeon. But we will see how that cookie crumbles when we get there. I will catch you guys in the next one. I hope you had a great time. We're getting more powerful, and we're going to get even more powerful in the next one. We might be hitting up some delves, maybe a dungeon. I don't know. We'll see. But until then, hold up. Let me hold up. Zote out.